I'm from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ken Godler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Rugby, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in National Light Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. This is FPC News. Tonight, churches warn against joining unknown denominations. Teachers Union claims TC Winston will result in low pass rates. And Fiji Roads Authority awaits additional information from MWH Global. Ratu Timothy Tavana-Vanua, the younger brother of the late Ratu Choni Manraiwiwi, will be installed as the next Rokotuimbao. The announcement comes as the late Ratu Choni was today laid to rest in the chiefly burial ground of Uli Nadeva on Bau Island. Savaira Tambua has more.
The body of the late Rokotuimbao, Ratu Choni Manraiwiwi, resting for the last time at Ratu Thakombau Church on the chiefly island of Bau. Eulogies were delivered Ratu Choni's close friend and colleague Graham Leung and Ratu Tuakitau the Kanoto from the Tuikamba clan. Both spoke of loyalty, compassion and good deeds of the late Rokotuimbao.
He was one for unity and stability. He was for peace and goodness.
A man of generous spirit who loved deeply and was loved in return. A man who did not have an ounce of malice in his bones.
Members of the Fiji military forces carried the late Ratu Choni's body to the traditional burial site where he was handed over to the people of Nakoraibau. The body of the late Rokotuimbao Ratu Choni Manraiwiwi has finally laid to rest, and according to the spokesperson for the Matanideka clan Akariva Ramanumanu, no one else is allowed to enter these premises after the funeral service. Rokotuimbao spokesperson Ratukini Chochi Tonganiwalu has confirmed that the Vusaratu clan will decide on when to install the new Rokotuimbao.
Rokotuimbao will be installed after we had a meeting in Masau and the Vusaratus. It will be after 100 nights. I will call the Vusaratus, and we don't have to pick with the Rokotuimbao because the Rokotuimbao is already there.
Ratu Choni is survived by his wife, Andi Luciana Ngolikoro, and 3 siblings. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
People must stick to the scripture and follow the teachings of the Holy Book. That's the advice from a number of leading churches after the Back to Eden Church was exposed as a cult and its leaders jailed for rape. Anna Ravula reports the leading denominations who want followers to choose wisely.
Questions have arisen about how many new churches exist in Fiji and how they operate.
We encourage very much the reading of the Bible by our members. So it's not a cult of personality where it's the preacher or the minister's personality or the way they preach that brings people to church. It's the Word of God, it's the Spirit of God that brings people together.
The Methodist Church is the largest Christian denomination in Fiji. Spokesperson Reverend James Bagwan says registering as a religious organization is a must. Most of the new denominations used to register in the past and were also members of the Pacific Council of Churches, but this link has been lost over time.
We have lost touch and lost count of how many churches that are registered at the moment.
Properly in our constitution, in the chapter 68 of our laws, that we need to register religious bodies, and that will cover the establishment of a church.
The leading churches say they have no issue with new denominations. All they are saying is that individuals and families must reflect on their faith and see whether the new churches are truly preaching from the Bible. Anuravulo, FBC News.
The Fiji Teachers Union says exam pass rates for students in cyclone-affected areas will be lower than normal. General Secretary Agnideo Singh says this is because the classes were disrupted and students had to study in makeshift classrooms. Maggie Boyle with the story.
Final year exams are currently on, and there's already a forecast on results for schools in Ra, Coral and Overlau.
We will see some negative effect on the results of the exams. We may not have that quality, the quality of passes that we would have expected otherwise, and there may be some reduction in the percentage pass.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says measures were put in place to salvage the academic year.
The measures included, pushing the exam further, additional classes, and evening classes. But certainly there could be some effect. But at this point in time, when these children are going for exam, we need to be positive.
An estimated 60,000 children, both at the primary and secondary school level, were affected by Tropical Cyclone Winston, with more than 200 schools experiencing some damage. 8 months later, the recovery and reconstruction continues. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The Fiji Roads Authority is awaiting information from MWH Global on the specifics of work that was done and subsequently invoiced to the authority amounting to millions of dollars. Chief Executive John Hutchinson says they are working to settle the outstanding payments to MWH as soon as possible. Hutchinson says they have also advertised a range of positions to cushion the pullout of MWH Global.
They are progressing. We are talking to MWH on a daily basis from an operational perspective. They've been quite cooperative in assisting us where required. However, we're still waiting for the complete transfer of information to occur.
MWH terminated its contract with the FRA last month. The government has given assurances once again that those working under the seasonal worker scheme will not be exploited. This comes as allegations were made in the past by Fijian workers that they were treated unfairly and were underpaid by Australian employers. Ali Kimbia has more.
With another 20 workers set to leave for Australia next week, the government will be keeping close tabs to ensure they are not treated in any undue manner.
We need to make sure that the minimum standards are met, and we are satisfied that that will be met, because you see, when employers want to take on workers from Fiji, they have to apply to the Australian government.
Usamate, who met with Australian employers today and says they are concerned with the allegations of ill treatment.
One of the worries that we have is when our workers go across, there are a lot of our people in Australia and Fiji, some of them are on the run. They try to influence people. We need to make sure that people that go across are very focused on what they are there to achieve.
For the employers, workers' welfare is paramount, as their working conditions are stated clearly in the contract.
So they know how much tax and how much rent and all those kind of things are expected. And it is all detailed to them in their letter of offer that they sign before accepting the offer of employment.
More than 300 workers have been sent overseas under the seasonal worker scheme, and government is still looking for other opportunities. The ministry staff were yesterday in Benga recruiting another 30 workers. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, a National Women's Expo to award the best artisans. And hundreds dead in Haiti following Hurricane Matthew. Stay with us.
Number 2 ng Bula FM en Usuri. Bula FM number 2 en seri.
Bula sia buni ba lambasa na ko Vila Meritivi, Bula FM number 2 en seri. Talita itu ngai lambas.
Bula FM number 2 en seri.
Welcome back, you're with FBC News. Now you can expect a wet Fiji Day public holiday with the Nandi Weather Office forecasting heavy rain from Sunday night. A trough of low pressure is expected to move over the Fiji group in the weekend and resulting in rain and thunderstorms until Tuesday. It could develop into a tropical low system which increases the chances of flash flooding and flooding of low-lying areas. The Weather Office has advised people to plan their movement and driving in the wet conditions. There will be road closures in Suva for the Fiji Day celebrations tomorrow. Ratadakamba Road and Constitution Avenue and the road in front of the Grand Pacific Hotel will be partially closed from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Road from the flea market to the Albert Park will be closed from 8:30 a.m. for the march and will open again after the march at 10:45 a.m. 25 women will represent Kandavu in the National Women's Expo next year. The artisans were chosen from 50 women who displayed their products at Suva's Civic Centre. Sharon Shivan reports.
Livia Tuvoli learned mat weaving at an early age and the skill hasn't been lost over the years. After getting an award this morning, the 64-year-old craftswoman is now encouraging the younger generation to keep this art alive.
I want to challenge them today. If only they can give their time to join the women's club way back in their villages, I think it'll be good for them to know and to learn how to do mat weaving.
Timaima Garavanwa was also among the 25 winning artisans.
I'm very glad that I've been selected to compete in the next Expo next year.
Minister for Women Meraseni Vuniwanga says rural women are no longer depending on the traditional methods of supporting their families, but venturing into more diverse methods of generating income.
This is proof that you are empowered women with prodigious skills and you have the will to make it bigger in the world of entrepreneurship. I look forward to meeting more enterprising women like yourselves over the next year as we head into an even bigger National Women's Expo.
The National Women's Expo is a platform that connects women to markets. For now, the female artisans will go back to their village to prepare themselves to compete with other craftswomen from various divisions next year. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
Chiefs of 22 representatives from the Vanua have set up camp in Lautoka from the 2016 Bosini Momo. Ba Provincial Holdings Company is the secretariat of the Bosini Momo Trust, which has more than 596 shareholders. Ellen Stoltz with the story.
Bosini Momo is an important event for the Mba province as it helps mobilize the people and raise funds as well.
It's a way of uniting the community and then re-establishing the leadership of the chiefs. We've just had the AGM yesterday. In the AGMs, the chiefs also have seminars. What is their role in the community? It's not only purely traditional, it's also economic.
Women groups were also given an opportunity to showcase their unique handicraft.
Our culture and our traditional handicrafts. Like in our province, there are certain tikinas who make salt, which we are doing for our future generation, so that they can know how to do these handicrafts.
Booths were also set up to educate those who have travelled from the interior.
So this is an important opportunity for us to get to them, to be able to share the information, so that when they do see corruption risk in their communities, in their societies, in accessing public goods and services, they're able to be empowered citizens, well-informed citizens, and to be able to say no to corruption.
The three-day meeting comes to an end tomorrow. Ellen Stoltz, FBC News.
Over 330 people have died in Haiti as a result of Hurricane Matthew. The Category 4 storm is gaining strength as it heads for the U.S. state of Florida. Sports is up next, and here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Amrita, and good evening. After the break, the day's results from the IDC, and we go behind the scenes at the Fiji International. This and more coming up.
मैं जुगे नंबिलो तालिब से रेडियो फिजी 2 24 घंटे मेरे साथ रहता है।
हम मंगेरी ताउका के ललेशे हमारे दिल में और दिमाग में खाली रेडियो फिजी 2 है और सभी भाइयों से आग्रह करते हैं कि रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनना चाहिए।
मेरा नाम अभिनेश है, मैं निंदी का रहने वाला हूँ। मैं सभी समय रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता हूँ क्योंकि उसमें आईना प्रोग्राम रहता है।
हाय, मैं उमेश नसासा नाबुआ से। मैं जब
Australian Matthew Giles has taken a surprise lead at the Fiji International. The 27-year-old struck a 6 under par 66 to finish on top of the leaderboard with a total score of 11 under par. Fiji's Vijay Singh carded 3 over par 75 to be tied for 42nd spot. Then our sports reporter Rohit Deo live from Natandola now. Rohit, what's the latest?
From Natandola, we are here at the Intercontinental Resort once again, where the cut party is happening. I'll tell you more about cut party. We have reached the halfway stage of the tournament, and the top 60 players have been selected. So they have made the cut, and all the players and officials get to meet and greet once again at the cut party. With me here tonight, I have the PGA Australia CEO, Mr. Brian Thorburn. Mr. Thorburn, halfway through the tournament, how have you seen it unfold?
Oh, we're delighted with so far. We've seen some great scores on the course. The weather's holding up well. We've got a new course record today, and all of the logistical arrangements have worked really smoothly. So we're thrilled with the progress so far.
And talking about scores, beautiful weather, we had some players beating the course record yesterday, and I guess it's been broken today?
Well, that's right. So yesterday Anthony Houston scored a 65, 7 under par to match Vijay's record. Today Brant Snedeker has scored the same, 65, 7 under par. But Gareth Patterson has scored 8 under par to set a new course record of 64. An amazing round.
Right. 8 under par 64, that's a great score in golf. But remember, there's 2 more days to go. Even that can be broken in the next few days. But the final day is, of course, the most important day. But tomorrow, we will know as to how the leaderboard may be shaping up as we enter the final day. Jamie.
Thanks, Rohit. Now, more than 400 volunteers have assisted in making this year's Fiji International Golf Tournament possible. 60 of them have been given a huge responsibility, but in the process have had a chance to learn so much about the sport. Rohit Deo with the story.
An opportunity of a lifetime for these volunteers who have been allocated to note down scores.
Most of our golf tournaments rely on volunteers to be a success. That might be in the car parks, out on the green, and part of the scoring is part of that as well.
Before the tournament, these volunteers hardly knew about the sport, but within 2 days they have learnt a lot.
Record the scores on a sheet of paper, and they radio them in back to our people here. Once they come back here, again, these people are volunteers. That data then goes out to the world. It'll go to the European tour, it'll go down to TV to be amalgamated with their pictures. It'll go to websites.
So far there hasn't been any hiccups, and Managan says his volunteers have done well.
A lot of it's new for them. We go through a training, they do as best as they can, and that's all you can ask for.
This tournament is expected to be cherished by these volunteers forever. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Fiji International Tournament Ambassador Jared Hayne launched his sports apparel line at the BLK Lautoka shop today. Hundreds gathered to meet the former Fiji Sevens rep and current National Rugby League star. Rohit Deo was at the launch and filed this report.
The BLK shop in Lautoka was the place to be today, as sporting fans made the most of the opportunity to meet Jared Hayne. Hayne was overwhelmed with the support.
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, we did the Fijian styles, but we only had a short time to organise it, and BLK been great.
The former NFL player says he is happy that he is now able to share his merchandise with his own people.
We had a bit of trouble on international shipping, especially to Fiji. So, BLK just made it easy. They said, why don't you just put it in our stores and make it easy for the people, and they did that, and so it's kind of the bridge. And
BLK General Manager Josefa Matau says they are pleased to partner with the Hayne plane.
Yeah, for us, firstly, Jared Hayne has contributed a lot to sports, especially rugby. He's part of the rugby family all over the world. We are very proud to be associated with Jared Hayne, being a prominent figure and an elite athlete.
Fans took full advantage of Hayne's presence.
I think it's great fun, and it's a good occasion for meeting him and people taking selfies.
It's really a boost for the youth around here, people around here, the society around here in Lautoka, especially high quality superstar coming to visit our Lautoka area.
It was a good privilege to meet Jardine, one of the icon and represent Fiji in the Fiji party. First time for me to meet him. Huge guy. I'm really pleased.
Also present at today's launch was Sevens players Pio Tuwai, Samisoni Viriviri and Masivesi Dakuanga. Merchandises currently being sold include t-shirts, vests, snapbacks and footballs. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, Hayne says tomorrow's rugby league match between the Vodafone Fiji Mbati and Samoa is going to be a cracker. The former Fiji Bati and Kangaroo is hoping the Bati come out victorious tomorrow, but adds that it won't be easy going for the Fijians.
It's going to be a great game. Fiji's brought out one of their strongest teams, and then Samoa's brought out one of their strongest teams. So I really, I really feel this can be, a huge step in getting regular games. We need that for the game. We need it for the NRL. If the NRL is serious about developing the game in the islands, then these games need to happen.
The match kicks off at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow at Apia Park in Samoa. Lambasa football has become the first team to qualify for the court's Inter-District Championship semi-finals. This after the side drew 1-1 with Nandrunga. Edwin Siam scored for Lambasa while Jashal Kumar equalized for Nandrunga. A late goal to Yosefo Veruvo kept alive a slim chance for Rewa in the IDC. This in Rewa's 1-0 win over Ndriketi today. Rewa will now wait for the results of the Ba Nandi game to see what the future is for the side. Ndriketi was eliminated after the loss. And in results from the primary schools competition at the IDC today, the Lambasa football side beat Rewa 2-1 in the first match, while Raki Raki defeated Lautoka 3-1. And there was mixed results in the senior division, with the underdogs proving strong in pool matches. Favourites Lami came from behind to hold Northland Tailevu 2-2. Tavua created the biggest upset, beating Nasinu 2-1 this morning, while Northern Zone champions Mbua went down to Senganga by a goal. In the secondary school competition, Bas Camille College remains unbeaten with a 3-0 win over Vashist Muni. Camille now has 6 points after 2 matches. And we join Vasnil Prasad now live from the NZ Stadium, where day 3 of matches are about to rounded off. Rounded off.
District Championships last pool match, which is between Suva and Lautoka. But telling you, Lambasa, Nandi and Ba have qualified to the semi-finals. Lambasa were held 1-1 by Nandronga, but they managed to secure a semi-final spot with 5 points. Ba and Nandi, which just finished a while ago, they both played to a 1-1 draw. Goal coming in for Nandi by Rusiate Matarerenga, while Ba scored in the second half to equalize the game. So those two teams have 5 points and they have qualified to the semi-finals. That's done, and the only decision will be made after this match, which is going behind me, is between Suva and Lautoka. Suva needs to draw, needs to just hold down, be patient and calm and hold down Lautoka. They just need 1 point from this game, while Lautoka is all out to secure the maximum 3 points in the game. So whoever will get the points will go into the semi-final with Lambasa, and a likely semi-final, if Suva qualifies, Lambasa will play Nandi on Sunday. So the teams will have a rest tomorrow, the Premier Division teams, and they will come back firing for the semi-finals on Sunday. So 3 teams so far have qualified. That's Lambasa, Nandi and Ba, Jamie.
Thanks for that update, Vasnil. Now that's it from sports this evening. It's back to Amrita now with business.
Quality assurance is the focus in businesses today, day in and day out. The Fiji National University has held a national convention on quality for business houses to showcase their ideas on quality performances. Rachel Nutt with this report.
Innovative ideas in workplace enhancing performance. That was what more than 100 employees from various companies discussed at the 21st National Convention on Quality. Fiji Electricity Authority's Team Rise On walked away with the Gold Award.
The boys worked really hard. 2016 was a really challenging year for FEA as a whole after TC Winston, but that's up to these guys. Thank you all.
The Silver Award was taken by Team Drua of Itoke Lands Trust Board, while FEA's Team Inspired walked away with the Bronze Award.
The concept was introduced in Fiji in the early 1990s, and till date we have witnessed significant benefits such as reducing operational expenses, improving employee morale, improving workplace productivity, and improving customer service.
Companies participated in the annual convention were FEA, NLTB, Nasinu Town Council, and the Fiji Sugar Corporation Rarowai team. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
It was a wet morning in the eastern parts of Fiji, which gradually cleared by midday. The rest of the centres were dry. Lambasa was the warmest, recording 33 degrees today, while Nandi and Ba trailed at 31. For tomorrow, you can expect sunny spells in most parts of the country. However, the east is predicted to have few showers by dawn. Now looking on to Sunday, fine conditions are expected to prevail over Fiji with slight chance of showers. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots and moderate seas are expected. Recapping the main stories, Rokoto Imbao and former Vice President the late Ratuchoni Mandraiwiwi laid to rest. Teachers Union claims TC Winston will result in low pass rates. And Nandi Weather Office warns of possible flash flooding due to heavy rain forecast from Sunday. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. We move on to this week's poll question, and we are asking, should corporal punishment be reintroduced for violent criminals? To answer, visit our FBC website. Well, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizens@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News, and if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us those news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.
Yandra! I love listening to Gold FM at Golden Point Resort. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is General from Rugby. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic.
I'm Moses from Valeu. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Marita Manako. I'm from Kandavu. I like listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Filipa from Tavo Town. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.